Yo, yo, what up, man? It's your man T History. The baby's crawling. You know what I'm saying? Let's make history together. I'm seeing what's going on, man. Like I said, watch the phalanges, watch the backside. You know what I'm saying? They still threaten us with COVID. And so you still got to protect yourself and make sure everything is right for the most that you can do. Like I said, man, peace to everybody in America. Peace to my people across the globe. Germany, Philippines, Australia, um, India, Canada, everywhere the globe, every country, every state in America, every city, every town, because we're all going through something with our color, and you know, what I'm saying it's a lot of things going on. So I just came out here again, like I said, to just do what I do, just briefly, you know, what I'm saying just run through regular things, see if somebody comes through or whatever. But as usual, you know, what I'm saying come through, give a thumbs up. Miss a couple of my day one friends or whatever. But I also, like I said, you know, I always give a shout out to people too. I didn't even write it down, but also I want people to be aware of my great couple over there, marriage and marijuana. Check them out if you don't know about them already. And most likely, hopefully, on the end of the week, Friday night, we're gonna have a dope exclusive interview with those guys. Um, like to give a shout out to somebody who's always been supportive. Somebody's real. It's my man Dre Ski Randolph. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Hope you taking care of the girls. Happy belated Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? Happy for belated Father's Day to all of the people out there. On new subscribers, like I said, like I like to give shout out to the people that try to help me and support me. So hello on Jess, Nikki, everybody over there for marriage and marijuana again. The people that I met over there, Tina Belina with that fat stomach. Hope you enjoyed hubby's grilling yesterday. Um that's what's real, man. But besides that, man, I'm just chilling. I wanted to get on. I did have one particular thing that I wanted to talk about. I was gonna see. I didn't want to start it by myself. If I was gonna be over here by myself, probably will be. But again, as you get to know me and stuff and grow, um, I just a regular person, you know, what I'm saying from Boston slash V8, you know, and just like to have great conversations about whatever it is, especially like right now. It's just humanity and our rights and things to be going on, and you know what I'm saying, the racism and just how far we've came and really at the same place. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to try to have dialogue about what's going on and then meeting different people and trying to network and do different stuff and make awesome things happen, traveling. And that's what the channel's about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we hip hop's rap is freelance and it's just bringing different stuff because, you know, personality that I am is just I like to joke. I like to smile. I like to have fun. I can be serious at times, but I like to be a joke so I can be a goofball. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the person that's military minded or like just some just straight serious. I like to have fun, but I like to also have mature conversations at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's why like a lot of times I probably get into trouble. A lot of people don't come follow me as much is because there's a lot of negativity and you know a lot of the BS tends to rule whether it's music, artistry, or anything right now. But like I said, my major thing that I was going to get to is that I got a wind on and you know, so I try to throw some color on it just so I didn't go through what I've been going through lately. It's just I got a wind of, you know, you don't supposed to die. You don't supposed to just disappear. What's up, man? Throw a thumbs up. I don't know who it is, but give me a thumbs up. Say what's good. Ask me a question or whatever. I don't know who it is, depending on who you are and what's going on. The panel's open. Be here for a little while. But what I just was gonna get to is just the fact that what touched my mind and brain and system this evening or yesterday early is just the fact of seeing what I posted and the information of the one of the police officers that was a part of the George Floyd situation that sat there and watched the situation unfold. I mean, yes, he wasn't the guy that actually had the saying the knee to the neck. But one of those type of situations as being somebody who's a protected servant of the public, is just as bad, and that's why he's supposed to get his sentence just as bad. So, yo, Mr. International, what's up? Anytime, I always react you. What's good with you, man? Thanks for coming through. I try to give you the blessings back, but anytime, man, the link's right there if you want to come on and just bless me, because you in a spot that's going through a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So it would be cool if you did come up and speak for a minute, because like I said, I was just touching on the simple fact just seeing that one of those officers was home just shopping regularly, just cruising like it was no problem shopping at the grocery store yesterday. Saying that has something to do with the George Floyd situation. And then it's crazy that you, a person that came and checked it out, and you're in Atlanta, and besides Minnesota, it's like Atlanta, and I guess somewhere in LA has been like the biggest places that the demonstrations and the protesting has been major, where it's got out of control, and how people are feeling and stuff like that. That's what I basically run this about. Anytime I have these like situations like this and I have an open panel, it's like for people to come along. I don't just like his West Side, Mr. International's West Side TMZ. Anybody catching this on a replay or watching it now, subscribe to that brother's channel too. He be having things going on. He's a traveler, also business minded young fella that does his thing. But I like to network and just have dialogue about things that's going on in the world and stuff like that. That's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? And myself, I want to get out and travel. I'm trying to figure out a place to go to be more safe, you know, because it's a lot of things, what I'm saying, going on out here right now. And again, that's why I like to have dialogue and good conversation with mature people that are what I'm saying, that's out here that have a lot to say on what's going on. Because like I said, my situation like that is like, from our culture and seeing when most of the time little young black fellas get locked up behind selling little petty cracks and selling weed and stuff like that, and we get abused and we get beat up, and then you get a bullshit assault on a police officer, something like that, and didn't really do nothing. But then you have a guy like this, and then he could have the audacity to show his face in public and just go to a peace, bro. Then I'll just go to a local supermarket, just like the lady that was filming it was saying. It's just like, yo, you in a situation that you're in, and you're just gonna, have no problem with just shopping here, and like we don't care. And I was talking to somebody early, and that's the thing that kills me the most about this whole situation. That it does work regardless of the people who don't like the brothers and sisters that or think it's agenda with the Black Lives Matters or whatever. But what's key about this is the people from other cultures are recognizing, even though it's like for us that are African American or come from or whatever you want to label yourself, that you got knowledge, you're more or whatever. What's up, Jamil? What's going on? What I'm basically on, thank you, bro. I wanted somebody, I know it's not just style, but I wanted somebody to come to panel, but it's all good. I was just getting on basically seeing that dude, seeing one of the officers from the George Floyd situation just walking around. I mean, not just walking around, but went for some cookies and milk. And like on top of that, it was bullshit. Just the simple fact that he went to go to the grocery store, and it's like just to fill the situation. He went and got cookies and milk, and like how hot he is to just go get some cookies and milk. So it's just like certain things that you gotta peep and understand. Just that white privilege and stuff that we've been going through all our lives is what people gotta understand and focus on. And another key factor that I wanted to say, like if somebody else was back here giving dialogue, that I want to also say about the situation is when they got arraigned and talked about their case, is that they're in there with a mask. And this is why I tell people about that bullshit mask too, or whatever you supposed to be wearing, this bullshit that's going to hurt you and affect your system. Is that when he was in the courtroom for his little arraignment, for just to get them to talk about it, I mean the arraignment, is that he has a mask. But then today or yesterday, When he's in a grocery store for his cookies and milk, he doesn't even have a mask on, knowing what type of scrutiny he's under or whatever. But yet he doesn't even have a mask on in the grocery store, and he's just shopping. Da, 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 da. There has to be some type of energy or something, or some type of support system that makes him feel that good and still feel that powerful after knowing what he was a part of and not feeling the shame. Just like the everybody makes mistakes, regardless of, like, even if he wasn't racially or whatever, he had nothing to do with it or not. I don't expect the man to just cry on camera or just break down his life or whatever, but he didn't show any type of remorse. He didn't try to fake the funk, and I wouldn't want him to, but he didn't try to fake the funk for her saying anything to her or anything like that. He just told her, well, he felt sorry for her feeling a certain way about it, far as she's concerned, but he didn't say shit about him. Like, he didn't give a fuck um when it happened, and he pretty much don't give a fuck about it now, because again, he's comfortable, whereas he still feel as though he ain't got too much to worry about. Like, he's not going to really do any jail time. It's probably how he's confident in how he's feeling. And I just wanted to know how that's just more fuel to the fire, like everything that we're going through in society right now, and then to see the police still have the audacity on just simple stuff, even though, again, even victims or people can put themselves in situations as well. It's like if we work together, but it's still that situation where it's like, with all of this scrutiny, with all of this crazy shit going on, as a police officer, you're still fucking around. You're still not just like doing what you're supposed to do, um arresting somebody the way they're supposed to be arrested, approach a man like a man's supposed to be approached if they were supposed to be breaking the law. But like I said, when I switched off from the guy to what I'm talking about is the overall, because it's still the same sandwich, is that like it's a comfortability that they're like that. And I just want to feel like, understand like how a person would feel, like if you was somebody that you just seen a man, like how that young lady felt offended like that to see that guy. And again, growing up and being through stuff and being around people that got in trouble and stuff like that, and just know on lower cases and stuff, like I said, it's just like disrespectful stuff. You come out with all of this scrutiny and you come out for fucking cookies and milk. That's something that, like, somebody else could have, but he knows that he's a former office. He don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody going to get this for him. He's going to get it for himself. And that's the attitude that they have. And then just imagine even all the scrutiny he's under. Imagine if something would have actually happened to him, or somebody would have approached him, how he would have carried that situation. These are things that you got to think about, and things why usually when you're somebody who can't afford bail, or you're somebody that looks like me, well, you would sit in jail until that trial arrives, because you can't afford the money and the hazardous problems. Because it took me a long time, just again, stick with me to understand it, because those are the reason why, like, if you don't never notice, like, you see just regular construction going in your hood, or people doing stuff, they're laying stuff, and you see a police officer out there, you might think yourself, like, why is there police officers, or why that police officer gotta let those people. Well, if you was like me, that's ignorant to the situation, is because a police officer has to be there, because if people in that local town or whatever doesn't necessarily like the rebuilding or whatever they're doing, whether it looks great, they're fixing lights, whatever they're doing, it's somebody who probably doesn't like it or don't want it done. So a police officer has to be out there to make sure that it's safe. So the point of me bringing that out is like, on the same level as this guy is under all of this scrutiny, and he just goes to a Whole Food and go buys milk and cookies, and there is no other officer. He was with a friend of his, or whatever the guy is that was with him, but he was another officers present or anything like that for protection. And they have to have their eyes on him and watching him and things that are going on. So I think that that is very, very unique. The two things of, he's wearing a mask, going to his court case to get a ring to see what his punishment is. Then he gets this $1 million bail, and he's a regular police officer. He gets $1 million bill. Then he goes and then he's grocery shopping just to get milk and cookies. He doesn't have a mask on his free time. So it's just a lot of things that, you know what I mean, that are very interested in this situation. Just give me a thumbs up. I see some people, but I know how it is. I'm not gonna worry about that. But yeah, if Jamel's still there, what's popping? LA. Like I said on the game joint, I was talking about real quick too. LA will stay to my point is I had came across that one of the, saying one of the officers in the George Floyd case basically is home. You know what I'm saying? How $1 million bail or whatever. He's home. He's at a Whole Food, but fucking just went to go shopping just to get some fucking milk and cookies, and he's just strolling through, no mask on his face, not trying to hide it. He's just chilling, like it's no problem. Give a brother a thumbs up and whatever. So I'm just trying to figure out like where everybody how we feel about that situation. I think it's kind of like I was just saying. I think it's two funny points. Is that when he got a ring, he has a mask in the courtroom, and then when he's at the grocery store, where it could be potential problems, a lot of stuff can happen from people recognizing him, and he doesn't even have a mask on, and he's just chilling, and he doesn't give a fuck. Like he didn't give a fuck when he watched that man die. You see what I'm saying? These are things that we have as a people have to pay attention to that make sense. They're telling us as regular people that we have to wear this mask. This mask for COVID is protecting us. But yet every time we see somebody of any type of significance, they're not wearing a mask. And that's why I've been telling people since this started. That's why I don't wear no mask, because you're not stopping anything. Like if that shit was for you to get sick, that fucking mask is not gonna save your ass. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. And those are things that I be trying to have, just be trying to have dialogue about stuff that's real that we really need to be on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to kick the, you know what I'm saying, the bullshit that we be having with ourselves with, man. It's just like more kids and people getting shot by police still. It's just like this is crazy. Like they just have the audacity to continue on while all of this stuff is going on. Just like in NASCAR, the dude gets because he's mulatto. He's not even full black, but they always when somebody's like that and he's a statue, they're gonna give him he's black if he got that melanin in him, that skin. But anyway, he's a NASCAR driver, and they found the noose in his garage or whatever. So now the FBI is looking into it. But the point is the simple fact that somebody in that nasty, disgusting ignorance is in them people, in certain people that tough, that with all of the things that's going on right now, that they would even play like that. So you know what you're dealing with. And even if you could even say that it's sabotage, that it's like it was placed there just to fuck around and just make more drama about the situation, that's just diabolical too, that you think like that to add in fake stuff to that level to make this thing huger than what it is and how huge it already is. And it's just like what we be seeing every day watching this stuff, the YouTube situation in our sectors. It's like everybody be wanting a piece of the pie. People be wanting attention so bad. I mean, it's all the way up into the higher elites of people that everybody just attention whores. Like everybody wants a piece of the pie. Because there's no way in hell you will put a noose in a black man in a mulatto kid's black man's garage, knowing that sports is just not even barely back, and that's NASCAR, and it's particularly ran by white men. It's probably only like a handful of black dudes that do rate NASCAR. So that shit's just a fucked up, disgusting way, man. And I guess whatever's going on is good that this is taking place because other races and other people are starting to see again. Somebody asked me on my last live, this guy that's from overseas, Ice, if he's still here, it's just that he's like, yo, I hear about that George Floyd thing. It's bad, it's sad. I can't believe it. I'm like, listen, he's like, what do you think? He asked me what I thought about it. I'm like, yo, what I think about it. I'm like, yo, this is something I'm glad that this thing went to the level that it has gotten. But this is something that been happening to black people, something that been happening to me, something that can happen to LA Ice every day, always. We just got this one on camera. Like my brother OW said, it was nice as hell on my last live. It's like that we're in a pandemic and a lot of people are home and a lot of people are not into their own thing. They have time to pay attention to what's going on right now. So that's what makes the difference of like seeing it just for a situation, even though it's still a little bit of stuff that we don't know that people they wanted this to happen. But again, the masses and the other cultures to see what stuff that been happening to us like every day. Police coming out hood, you're not even doing nothing. You don't even got to be like that, and you could just get ran up on. They shove you against the wall, knee you in your nuts, do all types of things to you, and you're not even like gotta be a kid that's about that, selling no drugs or doing anything. You could be a hooping team. You could be somebody just coming from the park and y'all are ballers and go to the store to get some juices and Gatorades, and they just roll up on you and just treat you like you ain't shit. That been happening since fucking beginning of time. These things are starting to get recorded now. Well, like I said, Jamel, he's home now, so it'd be better if somebody. I don't want nobody to kill him. I definitely don't want that on my hands, and I don't feel like that. And I'm not racist. I don't. I'm colorblind. But like you said, yeah, at least somebody gonna get to him. But hopefully, somebody just gets to him before he even make it back to court. If you gonna just be that arrogant that you going, I can understand if you're doing some necessity like what been going on, but he just no mask, no nothing. He's just gonna go jolly and go get him some Oreos and milk. Like, come on, that's some shit that somebody in the house, somebody could have went and got. You just gonna go in your situation and go get some fucking Oreos and milk with all that shit on your back? Like that's not how we get down. You know how we get down, like all the situations we have. You might want to roll up something, but somebody's gonna go get them blunts. Somebody might have to go get that bag. Somebody might have to go get that bud, or you know what I'm saying, even drinking whatever it is. Somebody might have to get that when you're just hot, when something might have been is over your head or things is kind of crucial. You got a legal situation, you're walking on eggshells. But see, that's the difference again of white privilege and how we are and what we've been through and how we are. This guy, he's just walking with his bit, just chilling and going to get some fucking Oreos and milk when he was just a part of a fucking murder that is one of the biggest murders that's ever been like a part of everything in the history of America. That's how arrogant he is and just don't give a fuck. And the lady's asking him, and he doesn't give a fuck about the situation. He's still continuously showing white privilege by being like, like I don't like what you want me to say. I don't know what to tell you. I just came out here to get my Oreos. The fuck? Like I wish I would tell you I was sorry about what happened a couple weeks ago. So it's just crazy, man. Thanks, Jamil. Just like anybody else is here, man, give me back some dialogue too. That's what I asked for, and also panels open for the little while that I'll be up here. I thank y'all for coming out, man. The people who do show support and stuff and see what the brothers about. Just like to have some good conversation with my peoples and just put out good energy, man. And like I said, we all like to have fun and stuff like that. But sometimes it's good to, we have to talk about what's real, especially right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we got to put our foot down, man, and get off of this nigga gangster mentality we be having, and know that like we just got to do better and try to do better for the next generation behind, even the generation that's right behind us, and start just doing better as a unit, man, because it's not going to get better. We got a time right now like never ever before where you have other cultures and other people trying to attempt to act like they care along with us and seeing stuff. So this is our time to make moves right here. That's what we got to be paying attention to. We can't just let this time come and go and don't really execute off it. Besides just, burning down shit, breaking shit. We have to make a real good process of aggressive move, and start it, trying to gain trust with each other, trying to get businesses, trying to do things that's going to be very lucrative, but it's going to be very positive for and just change the ways that we've been for the last 25 years. A lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, aren't our fault in a certain way because we've been defensive and then we've been on attack the same type of way for so long that what people don't understand with us is like, we went over like when certain people say to us, "Oh yeah, your guys, you cried about slavery 400 years, blah blah blah, this and that," but people don't understand, man. It's been slave all the way to present day time. And then even when slavery went away and having freedom, you still don't understand on people just like the Tulsa. I can't wait till Westbrook's documentary come out, but I wish I was the one who got to do that. I wish I was in the situation to be because a lot of people with the original Black Wall Street, the real one, not game, but Black Wall Street from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where those brothers had their own bakes, their own businesses, and you know what I'm saying. Basically, the man took it away from them, cut off phone lines, burnt down the buildings, took care of their businesses, and killed a whole bunch of black people in the city of Tulsa, where these people were self-efficient and taking care of their own, where we would be thriving to the day. But it's stuff like that that we have to recapture. If those people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like we always city guys, you always look at the you give we always give yeah, shout out to Chubby Mommy 88 for anybody watching to check out the channel over there. That not only did with the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing that took place, that was very pivotal in black culture and our whole history. Just never seen these are things that's never even taught in school. There's no school in America that's ever taught me or taught any other black kid about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like that it never existed. It happens now at being 40 plus years old. Like you don't know about these things. So basically you don't know about these things, and then like I said, after the slavery, you got to look at the fact that you're living and then trying to put things together. They dropped early 80s, they dropped crack cocaine in it. So it's like we got off of slavery, and then off from slavery, they put crack into our community along with guns. So then that right there killed the whole generation plus right there alone. That crack era destroyed my family, destroyed a lot of homes, man. A lot of, and it's like it's not a Boston thing, it's a Virginia thing, Chicago thing, all 52 states of America. Crack inner city, suburbs, because you have suburbs, the inner city and the family you got in suburbs. They'll leave from the suburb, come to the city, get high. It destroys so many different families that it doesn't make any sense. So all it is trying to recoup and the ignorance and where some of the education is gone and being locked up and going through so many things come from that, where like I said, somebody the outside looking in and somebody being like, oh, you could complain about slavery or whatever. It's not about slavery. Just slavery. It's slavery. It's the present ignorance, racism, police brutality, and crack cocaine dropped in our neighborhood. That don't be a sucker or be somebody, oh, that's their choice. No, it wasn't nobody. It was just somebody's choice because it was given to them as it's just like cigarette, like given to you as his Sprite, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Hunt, take it for free. It was just them having fun. You knew you was taking drugs, but don't, you know what I'm saying, still don't play with my intelligence on that level, is that they dropped that in the hood and basically it destroyed us. And they knew what they was doing. And then you have a lot of people in poverty, and it's like by the time people recover from that stuff, like now, it takes all the way somebody from the 80s, it takes them all the way to 2010, 2012, somebody to recruit if they got really high to be themselves again. But by this time, if they do catch themselves, they're lucky to still have family members that care about them, and then they have to be a certain way and understand all of the bridges that they burned, all the things that they sold, how they treated their family members, all the Christmases they took away from the kids, all of that stuff. And this goes everywhere. All right, man, Jamil, peace, bro. So this thing is like it's just a worldwide, it's a worldwide issue. It just doesn't. It's not just about slavery. It's slavery and it's crack, you know. And then so like now when you see the rebellion, it's like this is something that should have been happening, and we're still not. If America or anybody else think that what they're seeing with the little bullshit burning of buildings and the little destruction that's happening, this is not even nothing because you don't even have the ignorant on board. You don't have a lot of people that are scared on board this black. You don't have everybody black on board with what, and there's no true clear um mission or agenda of what we as a people should be doing solid as a unit, because we've always been separated from one another, and that's always been a plan from the beginning from the people, because the people that the elites and the people who run this whole show, they always been scared and they know. And that's what hurts me and a lot of other black folks and way more educated than me, they know that if we all was black and all stayed together, that we would, saying, be much more powerful than what we are. And we would run a lot of things. We would run every circuit. You show it on sports and even entertainment and everything like that. And it's proven. But the thing about it, it's not just so much that we would rule it and how we would be. It's just also the simple fact that that's where they got us wrong. Because I wouldn't sit here and tell you, I can't speak for every black man or every black sister, but we don't have that mentality of hate and savagery in our heart. So that's the thing that always messes with my head. It's just to see, like, a lot of times when common racism at work, 9 to 5 job, and you know, a person looking at you because of lies or something that's been said or how they was raised and hate was taught, is that people are afraid of us because they know deep down what was done to us. But even if it's a person who has it in the back of their mind or whatever, I still say that 95% of us black people know everything that I just displayed between the crack and the slavery, that we're still not hateful people. See, what I think the devils and Caucasus Mountain people fear is that we would do what they done to us back. And like I said, I believe that my people would never do anything like that. What we would do is just, saying, we will drive the whip and drive the whip correctly. You know, we would still try to help. We would still try to feed. That's the difference that I even say now. Just like, even if you seen like the differences of some type of black and white, like, if now, don't get me wrong, because nothing's never 100. That's when I try to, so use your common sense, please. I just feel like, nothing. You make general statements, but nothing is 100. Nothing is 100 when you make general statements. But like, I see the difference, just like the Aubrey down south jogging. But we already know that was a straight setup and kill, just a kill job. But the point that I'm trying to make is like, even if black people on some shit, if we seen a white girl in the hood and she's all fucked up or whatever, and she need to eat or something like that, 9 out of 10 a black family or a black mother or something like that would see that white girl or that white boy and let that white boy, that white girl come inside their home and feed them. Not get killed, not get kidnapped, not you thinking you're gonna rob their place, but get fed. Now, majority of the time, again, if whether it's a guy or a girl, I come home with a Becky, a mother, not all again, but 9 out of 10. Becky comes home with me. Mother's not gonna just go crazy and not want a part of my love or who I'm dealing with because of her color. Just not gonna happen in black. We don't do that. There's other groups and groups of people with my color that might indulge in that because just like I said, it's not 100, but for the most part, we don't move like that. Most of us, majority of us, have a heart and have good intentions. And to me, I believe that if anything, I've been going through a lot of stuff and thinking for years. I just basically feel that that's the reason why I was duped and getting on that boat in the first place is because we was just naive to the fact and built with hearts that we didn't think that somebody did those people was that savage because they wanted to do what they've been having going on so long, you know, and they just had savagery in their heart and in their minds. And our minds was not equipped to such because we was built and naturally have love for our brothers or our sister no matter what it looked like. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, like, how I personally move in life. That's why, like, when you see rebellious people, my people being detained by police officers, or what could happen to this guy roaming the streets, while things can get ugly or things get out of hand, or you just see, like, when we're talking, or officer guys like, oh, what the fuck? Because it's like, we've been through this. We have a lot of history with you guys. And every time, look at how much footage we have on Instagram, Facebook, all these different platforms, newspaper, all this stuff before even internet. We just have of these people of us like going through stuff with Al Diablo, 41 shots, like it be overkill. It's like how many times do we it just be something simple? It be just like a speeding ticket and we die. George Floyd, this greatest shit that didn't happen in the world. George Floyd, like that's not cool if it's true, but he had counterfeit bills at a store. Yeah, that could be a federal charge or whatever, but you supposed to, but a counterfeit trying to buy something with a counterfeit $100 bill and brought some items and would have got 60, $40 back in cash. Lost his life. That really makes sense over fucking paper that you print did. And we know the stockholders and the people who really deal with other stuff did like our money really does not make any don't really mean shit these days. Might look like a fool to you, sound like it always, right? But money don't even really mean shit. Not that paper dollar anyway. He lost his life behind counterfeit paper dollar. So like I said, to stick to the point is just that look how many times my brothers and our sister Sandra Blaine, like how many times, you know what I'm saying, Eric Gardner can't breathe over loose cigarettes. Like, how do you go from look at what the maximum of what you're over here fucking with him for end up being? Eric Gardner selling loose cigarettes. Like, what the fuck at the maximum? Like in a courtroom, there's no way a judge could even serve like give him more than fucking 60 a year. Let's say you give him fucking year. He lost his fucking life behind at worst a year of fucking time. Tamir Rice, not even a real gun, a fucking baby. It's just and it doesn't stop. And it's stuff that I'm not even reporting that we know that happened last week and the other day. And it just continues to happen. So we just got to figure out a way to like really have true dialogue. And like I said, it's crazy that this happened with Floyd, and I'm glad. But then to reopen up another can of worms, you got this guy out on J. Alexander King running around here on bail like ain't nothing. Cookies and cream, Oreos and milk ain't shit. With all this turmoil, with all this shit going on, homeboy just rolling up into his local grocery store, getting Oreos and milk with no mask. Arsenio Hall, how you doing? Things to make you go, hmm, quite interesting. Man, listen, man, it's TH3. The baby's crawling. Let's make history. A few of y'all was here. We did it. I'll be back later, man. I just want to come out and have a few real quick words on how people felt about that officer, J. Alexander King, walking around on bail as if he wasn't out there when one of the biggest situations that ever took place in the history of the United States of America, and he's walking around as if nothing took place. Cookies and milk. Peace.